Shalom, shalom, chavrim. I'm Steve Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. And friends, just wanted to real quick touch a couple little things here for you. One, we decided there's been a lot of very good response on the two-part series we loaded on Patreon for Jana. And I made the promise I would not put teasers any longer on Israeli News Live because we get too many complaints. But of course, when people go over there, they're happy they went. And keeping in mind, Patreon, although it is a paid platform, it's only $1 a month. So it's not like it's going to break the bank or anything. I mean, you'd spend $12 for an entire year. Yeah, I think if you went to a convenience store, that'd be about like buying 6 Cokes in a year. I don't think it's going to break the bank. Or 6 coffees maybe, or if it's Starbucks, no, you wouldn't get that many, maybe 3 or 4 in a year's time. So, but anyway, and of course, if you want to give more, you can, and we appreciate that. It's what helps keep this ministry going. But the hard truth about the Talmud, part 1 and 2, we put part 1 on Jana's channel, Rise Up, Children of God. She's not loaded anything there in a long time. She's wanting to get back to teaching over there again, which I really wish she would. Amazing responses to part 1, and I just want to share some of this with you. And of course, you would have to get into Patreon to be able to see part 2. It may not load up because of the way I did my YouTube channel here when I switched over. But a lot of people are saying that they have learned things that they never knew before. And I really need to teach this myself here on Danoon Institute. A lot of these things I'm very much aware of, but my wife decided for herself to study the Talmud. I have them here at the house. We've always had it. But she wanted to see firsthand for herself what was in the Talmud. And of course, she knew many things just from the things that I'd shared with her and things that she'd seen for herself over time. That to really consider this to be the oral law of God would really be kind of, wow, far out there, if you really know what's written in the Talmud. But my wife does a marvelous job in teaching that. So we put part 1 on there for you. And if you didn't listen to part 2, hey, it would be all right. You will get so much information in part 1. You'll go very well equipped of knowing a little bit more than what you realize today. She also discusses Noahide laws there as well. This was at the Kansas conference, which, speaking of Kansas conference, we're going to be in Portland, Oregon, Canby, Oregon. That's soldiersofthelion.com. Don't forget to go and register. The tickets are booking up now, so you definitely want to get, if you're going to come there, definitely come on, be there, be a part of it. It's a whole weekend. L.A. Marzulli, myself, my wife. I'll be speaking on things about that, wow, far out world that I've never spoken about before. I've got images as well of Planet X, courtesy of a friend of mine that met me there in Kansas, who is an astrologer that give me inside information that was acquired directly from the observatories, from NASA and their documents there. It'll blow you away. It's beyond anything you could ever imagine. And so I'm going to share some of that while we're there at the conference. Going to be sharing some biblical insights with you on these things. I may hit the CIA one more time before publishing this on a DVD. We did get a duplicator to where we can actually get this out to you guys in a DVD format. So we're going to try to get that set up. That's the only way I know to be able to share that information, because I just don't feel comfortable putting this on YouTube. I am too concerned that might be a way to where they would say, sorry, that channel is gone. But at any rate there, jumping over, let me just quickly, I want to share a few more other things with you guys here. And two, before I go any further, I really want to thank our moderators, and I know we have about 4, but I know yesterday we had Christine, we had Jesse, we had Jennifer. They were all in there, just real dedicated at helping us police the chat room there. And I tend to just pop up at the least expected time, but these sisters are always there, and they've always had to where those that want to be prayed for, they have a site where they have that set up for you guys as well. I really appreciate their love and their dedication. I want to thank you, sisters. And I believe we have one other sister as well, but I didn't see her the other night there. So I don't know who all is there tonight. Let me just jump over. We'll just look real quick and see. Yeah, we got Jesse. I see Jesse in there. And not every, Jesse's normally the one that's, you'll always see. Yeah, Jennifer too. Jennifer's in there as well. Bless you, Sister Jennifer. And sometimes Christine will pop in there as well. But these two sisters here, normally always right there. They just, for some reason, by God's grace, they always get the notification. So I'm really happy to see that. There was something RT brought out, and kind of, in one way, it's important that we need to know this, but as well, it bugs me as well, because it's always for this gun right activist idea. U.S. revelers wounded bystanders themselves with New Year's celebration gunfire. And that is a danger that happens. And here in the United States, we had the people that were wounded by gunshots. It says here, Cleveland, Ohio, man shot himself in the leg trying to return his 9mm to its holster after firing it off in a celebration. Another man, he set his .22 down on the couch, shot himself in the stomach. But the more serious ones was a 6-year-old girl in Oakland, California. She was hit in the head with a stray bullet from a celebratory gunfire while playing in a backyard. Serves as a sober reminder, they noted on there. 9-year-old in Atlanta, Georgia boy who caught a bullet in the stomach while setting off fireworks in his front yard with his family. A 14-year-old boy had a bullet graze his head while watching the holiday fireworks. A 17-year-old was killed from bullet wounds there. And then there was another one I'd seen somewhere else, and I don't know if it's on, I don't think it's on RT. A lady where a bullet had came down and struck her chest, barely missed her lung, and lodged all the way in her hip. These are just bullets where people shoot it up in the air and it comes back down. You know what they say, what goes up must come down. But, it's not only that. And I listen, I love to watch fireworks, especially when they're done professionally, but they're dangerous. And and a lot of people just don't realize how dangerous fireworks can be. Let's see. Okay, maybe I pulled it down here, but let me just pull this back up again. Firework injuries for 2019. And there's a lot, including overseas. I believe it was in, where was it? There were 3 people killed from firework-related injuries. Here we go, right here, Global News. This was, where was that as? Over in Europe, Netherlands. 3 people were killed from fireworks. That something just went wrong. 41-year-old man was reported killed as a result of fireworks in the North Sea town of Mora, setting off fireworks to herald the new year. I think there was a 7-year-old boy died after a powerful firework he was trying to light during the New Year celebration malfunctioned. You got to remember these things are explosives, guys. And, you think about the amount of gunpowder it takes to make a bullet to be a projectile out of the end, a little piece of metal coming out of the end of that bullet there is very little bit of gunpowder compared to that of even a firecracker or a M80 or even some of these rockets that they've got. They use a lot more gunpowder than the bullet does. So that's why things are so dangerous. And I always, when they have fireworks going off, I like to be indoors, away from it all, unless you're going someplace where you can see some kind of professional thing being done at a distance. Man injured in New Year's firework accident in Paso County. The reports of the injuries and the deaths are just pouring in. And I think already the count in the United States is up to about 50 that died from the fireworks here in the United States. So, not to counting all the injuries that'll actually be as a result of all this. Let's see, 46 firework injuries leading up to New Year's Eve. That was just leading up to New Year's Eve. I saw that report as well. But it's just the festivities itself is dangerous. But there's a big issue going on, guys. And let's see, I don't even think I have this pulled up on the screen as of yet, but let me just pull it up on Twitter here real fast. North Korea. Kim Jong-un is really, he's laying down the law about these sanctions. And I have to tell you guys, I don't blame the guy. I'm not into CNN though. I don't like CNN. But anyway, let me find a different news source for this real quick. But Kim Jong-un, he has, looks like Kim Jong-un is going to be, CNN's about, okay, here we go, CBS. Let's just play a clip of this for you. Oh, maybe it's, okay, CBS, North Korea leaders.
Kim Jong-un is threatening to revamp his nuclear weapons program. He demanded the U.S. lift harsh economic sanctions in a New Year's Day speech.
But Mr. Kim also said he's ready for another summit with President Trump. His comments come as denuclearization talks between Washington and Pyongyang seem to have stalled. For more on this, let's bring in CBSN contributor Isaac Stonefish. He's also a senior fellow at the Asia Society Center on U.S.-China Relations. Isaac, good to see you. Happy New Year.
All right, so anyway, the point being here is Kim Jong-un is demanding that some of these sanctions be lifted to show good faith on the U.S.'s side, or he's going to go back to his business as usual. And the reason why I say you can't blame the guy for this, because he did make concessions, and he had verifiable concessions he made. He destroyed launching pads, or the test facility that he had, that was destroyed. He's done multiple steps in showing that he would be willing to disarm and get rid of his nuclear weapons, but he wants concessions as well. So, you know, hey, do I trust him further than I can throw him? Nope, I don't. I really don't. But, you know, the thing is, listen, if you're going to make this type of a deal with this nation, if President Trump is willing to say he's going to make a deal, he had a meeting with this man, and he said he believed he could work with him, then we need to take and make a step forward as well as the United States, and also in lifting some of the sanctions there in order to bring about good faith on our part there. You give a little, you'll get a little. And it doesn't mean you have to lift all the sanctions there, but I think if we would show some good favor, that would be helpful as well. But I have a feeling, though, that all this is going to do is spiral into a bigger crisis. I could be wrong. I'm not predicting anything here, but it just doesn't look very good. Also, Pakistan, Muslim murder 5 girls for clapping while male dancers performed at a wedding ceremony. Now, I don't think that this is a male dancers as far as like strip dancers or nothing like that. Just they had male dancers at some kind of wedding ceremony there. And because these girls clapped, they took them into prison, locked them up, and then they did honor killings. That's not an honor killing, that's murderers. And now they're going to tell us that we're not going to be able to criticize Islam or Sharia laws or any of these kind of things here. They're going to tell you that that is going to be against the New World Order laws coming in the very near future. Will women ever get any kind of right whatsoever in this world? Seems like just when she's starting to get a little bit of recognition that she's not some lesser being on the planet, as so many demonic religious beliefs have put her to be, that she's once again going to be forced right back down to the mud. Jeez. Could you imagine what it was like for Yeshua when he was here, Jesus? You know, what he had to go through because he did not belittle the women the way that men did and the religious leaders of his day? Oh my gosh. I know, Paul, the same. Hey, guys, listen, all you got to do, go to my channel, go scroll down on the page there where you see about the different type videos that we have there. I've got many teachings on women biblically. Listen to it. Men, you do yourselves a favor to know the truth. You really would. And I am working on the marriage and divorce thing. And believe me, it's going to surprise many. It really will. It really is going to surprise a lot of you. I've been wanting to get this done. I'd been very sick, and that's one reason why I hadn't done it as of yet, because I needed to have my voice back to be able to pull this together. How Swiss authorities foiled a Turkish intelligence plot to abduct an Erdogan critic. This is another thing that's getting me. Erdogan, I mean, this president, not only is he insane, fakes a coup with the backing of the CIA in order to be able to declare martial law, to be imprison all of his critics in his country. He goes beyond the borders, and now it's becoming a normal thing for him to try to kidnap those that speak against him. You know, I get enough threats as it is on a daily basis, it seems like. You know, I just never speak about them, and my wife as well. You know? But I'll tell you something. I guess we got to watch our own back door. Never know. Try that abduction with me, and I guarantee you one thing, it'd be the last thing you'd ever want to do. Anyway, gosh, guys, just more and more things. In 41 weeks of control, Afrin, the Turkish forces has factions of the olive branch to slow down and not to expel the population at once until pushing them to flee voluntarily. There's Erdogan's olive branch. This is, by the way, on the SyriaHR.com, their website. 41 weeks in a row of controlling Afrin, 287 days of violations after a series of days of intensive killing by Turkish artillery and warplanes and gunshots by its forces and factions loyal to it. Where on the 19th of March of 2018, the space got wider in front of attacking the Turkish forces. Through their control, their loyal Syrian opposition rebel Islamic factions of Afrin area, this control, which caused the displacement of more than 350,000 citizens. In a wave of displacements, among the largest waves of displacement in the country by previous military operations in different areas. You know, I bring this out, guys. The reason I do is because, of course, came out here today on January the 1st anyway, but it also shows what Turkey did to Afrin is what's coming to Manbij. Over there, right there by that Nile River, that's coming next. All right? So, and by the way, I can't say as of yet. I am looking for confirmation, but I'm just going to say this tentatively. I've been given some report that in Manbij there's been another secret operation uncovered with foreign intelligence officers in a base there that have been arrested. I don't know if it's true or not as of yet, so I am sitting on the information. I was given this on the 30th. Well, I want to see, I've got with my sources there on the ground checking on this to see if these things are true. But if it is true that there could be, that there are foreign agents that have been working once again in cooperation against the Syrian government, against Russia, helping the Syrian government to take back their country. If it's true, Turkey is still cooperating with the intelligence officers that were allegedly captured. And again, I'm not going to elaborate much more other than I was told that in Manbij is where this happened at. And I'm still waiting for further details to get some clarification on this, if this is indeed true. So it is alleged at this point. I was told it is true, but I say alleged until I can get some corroborating information to verify that. Anyway, look, watch out, guys. I think, let me tell you one thing I do know. As soon as Israel is done with the terror tunnels, I've been told that they're going to basically wipe Hezbollah off the face of the earth. Now, whether or not that's true or not, I don't know, but I've been told that we can expect a major confrontation between Israel and Lebanon with Hezbollah faction there as soon as the terror tunnels are destroyed. There again, I have stated from the beginning, I believe this is one reason why American troops are being moved out of the way. Now we're hearing that they may be slowing this down. all kinds of strange things are happening. They're saying Turkey put a halt to their movement, but Turkey hasn't put a halt to nothing. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on, but it's not looking very good. I think Iran is the target, and I think that they're just going to start with Hezbollah and then carpet right across Syria into Iran and try to take down all three at the same time. That would do a lot in fulfilling what General Wesley Clark was talking about. They're definitely all busy with Sudan down in the south there. Anyway, Steve Benoon with Israeli News Live. Happy New Year to all of you out there that are enjoying this New Year day. Mine is always a sober New Year. That's the way I like it. Anyway, blessings to you all, and thank you for your love and kindness to this ministry. Shalom, shalom. In a world, of course, as we know, as Ein Shalom.